to what I'm saying in this video and you will be the best gift buyer anyone has ever met. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome back to LittleDewDroplets. My name is Dew. And December has already started, which means that Christmas has officially started and that most of us in the Western world have the same thing in our minds. No, I didn't mean that, although yes, totally that. But this video isn't about Christmas, and it's not only for Christmas time. Because today I come here to solve one problem that you have several times a year. I'm talking Christmas, I'm talking Valentine's, I'm talking anniversaries, birthdays, I'm talking... Wait, did she have this one already? Is it her style? I wonder if she'll use it. Is it her size? Buying presents can be such an annoying and sometimes even stressful process, but today I'm here to give you my 5 tips and tricks on how to choose the best gifts. And you're going to need this information because almost every result on the internet for this type of question is a list of recommendations and stuff to buy. And today I'm here to give you the techniques so that you can figure out what's the best gift for every person in your life instead of just giving you a list of random objects. I use these techniques all the time and I'm really good at giving gifts. And if you don't believe me, check my references. Am I a good gift giver?
Gift giver? Yes. You've given me the most heartwarming and heart-touching gifts I've ever received in my life.
Thank you, that's all I wanted. So get ready to take notes or bookmark this video and share it with your friends so that they can get you good gifts. And if you like this video, consider checking my channel out and subscribing because I'm going to do a lot more advice stuff in the future. I'm going to start with a tip number 0 sort of thing because I wasn't planning on adding it to the list of tips and tricks. It doesn't seem like a tip to me, it feels like common sense, but apparently some people need to hear it, so here goes. To be a great gift giver, you have to personalize each gift. Each present should be geared towards a person, not just a 13-year-old girl or a 40-year-old man. Every person has their own personality, likes, tastes. You will be a lot better buying gifts if you buy them based on that personality. Okay, so tip number 1, stalk them. What the f— Now, of course, I don't mean in real life. That's way too time consuming and it doesn't even give you the information you want. I mean, stalk them on social media. There are so many features in social media that can tell you exactly what that person wants. Plenty of people have Amazon wishlists and a lot of people have liked companies on Facebook. More and more I have seen on Goodreads people using the shelf feature as a way to store books that they want to buy in different editions. If you don't mind giving digital gifts instead of actual physical gifts, Steam wishlists are just amazing. And a lot of people gush about products that they find and that they would love to have on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Facebook, on Instagram. Once you start looking, the possibilities are endless. Now, if you're an adult that has gotten out of touch with technology and social media, you may be going, well, this tip is useless. I don't know how to open the tumblers. How will I check? But fret not, because I was going to connect tip number 1 with tip number 2, which is ask a friend. Even if you're someone who gets really lost on social media, there's almost always someone that can help you. Be it a cousin, a grandchild, a nephew, there's almost always someone there. And if there aren't, you can always rely on the friends of this person. Because their friends more often than not are going to be on the same social networks or at least know how to navigate them. And even if that person doesn't want to give you their name accounts, their friends could give you the information that you need. You can just contact the friends and ask them, hey, friend of this person, what have they posted about lately that I could buy? But even if it wasn't connected to social media, their friends have so much information that you could use to buy a good present. Their friends were probably there when they were watching things on the mall. Their friends were probably there when they were just talking about fantasy things that they would like to own. And their friends have a lot of inner jokes that can tell them exactly what things this person would enjoy. I have to warn you that this next tip only works if you're friends with a person and talk on a regular basis. So now I want to get to tip number 3, which is asking them directly. Hey Casey, how are you doing? Listen, I want to know what to buy you for Christmas. Of course, not that directly. I'm talking about asking the person themselves about a gift that you're planning to buy without really being obvious about the fact that you want to buy it for them. And this advice sounds a bit vague, so just let me give you a few examples. Example number 1, you could send your friend a picture of a product or a site and tell them, hey, I was thinking of buying this for this other friend. Could you give me your unbiased opinion? Another example, let's suppose you want to buy this person clothes. Well, you could talk to them about clothes or a brand in particular and tell them, hey, I don't know, I feel very bad about my style lately, so could you give me some tips? You dress really well. And they would give you tips on things that they would actually use because you are referring to their style. Another example, you could get into the habit of sending them a lot of products just on a frequent basis and telling them like, lol, this made me think of you, or lol, look, this is so ugly. Whatever they answer, you're going to be getting opinions on what they think about those products. And it just may happen that you at one point send them something that they would immediately tell you they would want to have. Another example, you could send them a link of a product and tell them, hey, I was thinking of buying this for myself. Do you think it's worth the price? And then you can get their opinions on that. It's so easy to get information about your friends' taste on products if you start talking about products more frequently and like nothing was happening. Once you incorporate talking about things like this in your daily life, you will never be obvious because they will never think it's for a special reason. They'll just think it's one more of the hundreds of things you talk about. But maybe you don't want to encourage a habit like that, and I would understand why. But don't despair because the next tip is the best tip that you will ever get in gift giving. Tip number 4. Play for the long run. Most people talk about stuff that they would love to have or that they want to have all of the time. But because the timing isn't right, the birthday isn't coming up, the Christmas isn't coming up, no one really saves that information. Most people carry our phones with us, and most phones have a place for notes under each contact. So at any given moment of the year, you could just be walking around with your friend and talking about stuff that they would want, and you could be writing that down and you could give it to them as a gift, even if it's 3 months afterwards because you had it written down on your phone. This friend and I were doing our nails together and she realized that she didn't have any green polishes. Guess what? I wrote that on my phone and gifted her a lot of green polishes for her birthday. Maybe at some point your dad mentioned something that they apparently lost and, well, that's a pity, I really like that thing. Write it down on your phone and look for it or something similar when the time is right for them to get a gift. This one time my boyfriend showed me these jackets that were so cool that he loved so much, but he wasn't really confident buying online. Months afterwards, I walk on the street, I see a jacket that's pretty similar and he loves that jacket today because it was a great gift. Playing for the long run means that at any point you notice something that would be a good gift for someone, you write it down. And then even if it's like 5 months until you have to buy them a gift, you at least have an idea of something. And believe me, playing for the long run is going to change the way you see gift giving so much if you just start applying it. But if none of that helps, if absolutely nothing that I said seems useful to you, you will have to rely on number 5. Gift suggesting pages. I'm going to leave a bunch of them in the description down below. I gotta admit that I don't like using them because they seem way too generic. A lot of the times they are way too gender-based and I just don't roll with that. But they do have a lot of items, a lot of ideas that aren't really promoted anywhere. And so they could give you a bunch of really new perspectives on what to gift. Thanks to sites like this, I have discovered a bunch of gifts that were just so out there. So as long as you base the gifts in the personality of the person you're thinking of, you might get a bunch of good suggestions. But those were all the tips and tricks that I had for being the best gift giver ever, and trust me, with a bit of practice, they can change your life. Please leave me a comment telling me what's your favorite gift that you've ever gotten, and if you have any tips on how to find better gifts, go ahead and leave that as well because you could be helping someone. If you like this video, please hit the like button. That could be your gift to me. I would appreciate it greatly. And I post my videos every Thursday, so go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell because that way YouTube can bring you my content with no extra effort on your part. And as for myself, I wish you a very good day, or a very good afternoon, or a very good night, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. And I will see you next time. Bye! Please hit the like button, that will be your gift from me to you. No, the other way around. More advice type stuff in this video, in this channel. I suck.
Just to make you jelly, we're going to eat apple crumble with ice cream.
I hate you.
I love you.